there are books everywhere. I just dropped all of my books. Great job, great job. This is what happens when you try to hold more books than you are able to. Oh my god. This is getting a little ridiculous. Hello everyone. Today we have a video that I'm very excited for, and it is my reading plans for 2023. I was thinking of picking 23 books that I must read in 2023, and if I don't read these books, then at the end of 2023, you guys all get to yell at me. But before we get into picking out all the books for this list, I have to tell you guys about the amazing sponsor for today's video. I have spoken to you about them already. I love them so much, and they are Book of the Month. Oh my gosh, Book of the Month. Love them so much. I have worked with them in the past, and I'm so excited to be working with them today for this video and to tell you guys about them again. They are an amazing, fast-growing book service to help readers discover new and emerging authors in a very affordable way, and it's this exciting way to bring new books, new authors to readers from different genres and from different reading tastes, and they are just so incredible. And let's open this box, and I'm going to show you guys what books I picked from their December picks. It says, "You've got great taste, Book of the Month," and the first book I chose is Babel by R.F. Kuang because I've heard so many amazing things about it. They do have some popular titles as well as some newer titles. The first book, Babel, I have heard about, but the second one that I chose, I have not heard much about at all, and that is The Light Pirate by Lily Brooks Dalton. So I'm so excited about these two books. What is so fantastic about Book of the Month is that they vet hundreds and hundreds of new releases from a bunch of different authors, a bunch of different genres, to pick out a selection of books every month that you get to choose from. Trying to look through new releases and picking out books that maybe interest you can get a little overwhelming, so they take the guesswork out for you, and they just provide you a very curated, amazing selection of books every month that you get to choose from, which is just so exciting, and it makes everything a lot easier. Now, the best part about Book of the Month is that they have the best prices for new release hardcovers, so you can get your first book for a beautiful hardcover like these with the code WONDER. I am just such a huge fan of what Book of the Month do, and the fact that they can provide amazing, beautiful hardcover books to readers for such an affordable price. Another amazing thing about Book of the Month is that they are risk-free, so if you want to skip any month at all, then you can, and you won't be charged, which I just love because it really takes some of that pressure away, and I just think that they are overall fantastic. So the books that I chose, I'll tell you a little bit about them and why I chose them. So I chose the first book, Babel, because I have heard nothing but incredible things about this book. I have been seeing everyone reading it recently, and to be honest, I don't know much about it. It says an arcane history. I believe it has dark academia elements, historical elements. I don't really want to know too much because I kind of want to go in and just be pleasantly surprised. It looks like something that I would really be interested in, so that's why I picked it, also because everybody's talking about it, and even though I'm not really a hype reader, I don't love reading books when they're super hyped up. At least in the beginning, I like to wait till the hype dies down a little bit. But when I saw that they were offering this one for December, I had to get my hands on it. And then the next one I was really excited about because I have heard literally nothing about it. So what I like is that you can pick out a book that you've heard a lot about, or you could find a new book that's new to you. So this is The Light Pirate. And I read the blurb and it sounded so interesting. A story of survival and resilience spanning one woman's lifetime as she navigates the uncertainty, brutality, and arresting beauty of a rapidly changing world. So I don't want to know too much else, but that just sounds really interesting. And what I like about Book of the Month is you can kind of try new things and maybe find a new favorite that you weren't expecting, so you can be really pleasantly surprised by their books. So those are the two books I chose, and I am so excited about them. Thank you so much, Book of the Month, and highly recommend checking out their service. I will of course be leaving a link in the description box, so definitely check that out and use the code WONDER for your first book for $9.99, which is just incredible. So now let's start looking at my bookshelves and thinking about what we're going to read in 2023. The first book I have already kind of thought about, and I want to ask you your opinion. So I definitely want to read an Ishiguro book in 2023, of course, because he's becoming one of my favorite contemporary writers. One, if not more than one of his books in 2023. So I have all of his books. His first book is A Pale View of Hills, and the book that I desperately want to read from him is The Remains of the Day. So my question is, should I go in chronological order or not? I've already read Never Let Me Go. I've already read Clara and the Sun, so I feel like it's not really necessary for me to go in chronological order, so I might just read The Remains of the Day, but I am really interested in reading his earlier works as well, but I could always read both. I'm already answering my own question. I would still love your advice, but I think I might definitely put The Remains of the Day on this list, because whenever I talk about Never Let Me Go, people always mention how much they adore The Remains of the Day and how they think it's Ishiguro's best, so I really, really want to read it. I actually have another edition of it too. I bought this one first. This is the US edition from Vintage Classics, and this one is from Faber and Faber, so hopefully I will love it. I'm sure I will. I love all of his books, but I have it in 2 editions now. Then the next book that I already picked out to go on my list of 23 books is Haruki Murakami's Norwegian Wood. I was talking to you guys about this book in my past few videos, and I wanted to read it in November, but that didn't happen, and then December I wanted to just have my happy Christmassy books, so I think I'm going to save this for the gloomy winter weather. I think either January or February, probably January. And then another Japanese classic that I want to read is The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa, and I have heard, again, amazing things about this book. I recently bought this. It's in my video where I unbox all of my Ishiguro books from Faber Faber, and this edition is from Vintage as well. It is so beautiful. It's their classic vintage Japanese series. And this is about memory loss and mathematics and a relationship between a housekeeper and a professor, and the professor who has a very short span of memory. The flap says, every morning the professor and the housekeeper are introduced to one another, which I just love so much. When I was doing that haul, I told you guys that I worked at a nursing home when I was in high school and a little bit of college, and I was on the dementia unit, so I dealt with memory loss every day, and I had to reintroduce myself to all of the residents and patients every day, and that was just part of the job. It was just normal. It really was so emotional, and I just can't wait to read that in a book and I guess relate to that in a way, and I hear that it's dealt with so beautifully in this book as well, and it's the relationship between the housekeeper, her son, and this professor who I think is a mathematician, and how math really brings them together in a way. So I'm really excited to read this, and this is definitely 100% going to be read in 2023 because that is really just so high on my priority list. So we have the first 3 that I already picked out. So I just posted last week a video of my birthday book haul, and in it I got this amazing box of books from a subscriber named Kurt. So thank you so much, Kurt. I saw your comment and I am just so grateful that you sent me that box of books. And one of the books in that box is Blindness by Saramago. This is a winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. This is a Portuguese classic or modern classic, and almost every comment, there were just so many comments telling me to read this book. I've really never heard of it. A few of you said that you did recommend it to me, but I don't remember ever seeing that recommendation unless I just didn't pay attention well enough. But so many people were saying that this book is amazing, and now I desperately want to read it. So it's going on this list because I keep looking at my comments of that video. Everybody is telling me that I need to read this book, so it's going on this list. It says, a city is hit by an epidemic of white blindness which spares no one. Authorities confine the blind to an empty mental hospital, but there the criminal element holds everyone captive, stealing food rations and assaulting women. There's one eyewitness to this nightmare who guides 7 strangers, among them a boy with no mother, a girl with dark glasses, a dog of tears, through the barren streets, and the procession becomes as uncanny as the surroundings are harrowing. a magnificent parable of loss and disorientation and a vivid evocation of the horrors of the 20th century. Blindness is a powerful portrayal of man's worst appetites and weaknesses, and man's ultimately exhilarating spirit. That just sounds absolutely incredible, and I do really love dystopians. This is giving me dystopian vibes. I'm not sure if it would be classified as a dystopian. You guys can let me know. But I'm really excited to read it after hearing so many amazing things from you guys about it. So that is also going on the list. So these are all of the books that I have already picked out. I'm going to try to break this list up to contemporary and classics, but we will see. Some of them might merge in the middle a little bit. So we have 4. Now we have to pick out 19 more to get our 23 for 2023. Okay. We are up here now. So I really want to read a Jane Austen book. I haven't read one. Did I? I didn't read one this year. I don't think I read one last year. What is wrong with me? I don't know. Honestly, I feel like classics this year I've really slacked on, and I don't know why, but I want to change that and rectify that in 2023. So I have my beautiful English library books here, and I have my complete collection of Jane Austen's novels. So Pride and Prejudice I've already read, Emma I've already read, those are 2 of my favorites. Then we have Mansfield Park, Sanditon, and then that's it for Jane Austen. I've already read Persuasion, which is over here in the Pan Macmillans. I have Emma, Pride and Prejudice again, and that's it. I thought I had Northanger Abbey. Do I not? That's when you know you have too many books, when you think you have a book and you don't. So I definitely want to read a Jane Austen book. Which one? I don't know. That might be a mood read. Let's put Mansfield Park on the list because this is just going to be a placeholder for a Jane Austen. It could be Mansfield Park, it could be another book. I really have been wanting to read Northanger Abbey. I just need to read any Jane Austen at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, another one that I really want to read is The Awakening by Kate Chopin. It's on the Rory Gilmore reading list, but I got this book a while ago and it's quite short. How many pages is it? It's almost 200. It's like 185. And I've been really wanting to read this one, so I think I'm going to put this one on the list as well. I didn't want to hint at something, but I'm going to hint at something. I have a reading plan with one of my favorite people. You know her very well. We have some changes coming. I'm very excited. So there are going to be a lot of classics read in 2023, but I'm not putting those on this list. Although some of them might go on this list without me telling you which ones they are. So, I am going to be reading quite a few classics in 2023, but I really want to get back into my classic groove because I feel like I've kind of fallen out of it and that makes me really upset. I've just been in a really big slump for a while and I need to get out of it because it's really getting quite frustrating. Okay, I also really want to read North and South. Do I put it on the list? I don't know. I'm gonna put it on a maybe. I'll put it next to my definite pile. Okay. Oh, I desperately want to read another Shakespeare because again, I've fallen out of my Shakespeare groove, so I want to get back into my Shakespeare reading. I really want to read either Twelfth Night or A Winter's Tale. I don't have Twelfth Night. Do I have No. I don't. I'm gonna put The Tempest on this list as my placeholder for Shakespeare, but any Shakespeare book, really, is the goal. Red. Haven't read. Okay. It's Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte. Do I want to put it on this list? I have read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I also have Villette and Shirley by Charlotte Bronte. I would love to read a Bronte book. This is going to be a maybe because I do really want to read more classics from authors that I haven't read from yet, and I've already read from all 3 Bronte sisters. Even though I would love to read more from them, I do want to read from authors that I haven't read from yet, so that's going to go into the maybe pile. If I don't read Heidi this month, first of all, I'm going to hit myself in the head with this book if I don't read it. But if I don't read it, I want to read it in 2023. So Heidi's gonna go on this list. Okay, I really want to read Madame Bovary. The maybe pile? Maybe pile? Okay, we're gonna put it on the maybe pile. And then you guys know we don't touch the cloth bounds. So I think that this is pretty good. I think I'm going to go into my other reading room / studio office space and look at my bookshelves in there. So let's do that. We have 9 for definites, 3 for maybes, and some of the other ones that I definitely want to read are this book, The Winners by Frederick Bachman. I swear, I promise, I will read you, and we will have a beautiful, beautiful time together. I've been wanting to read this book for literally ages because I bought it the day it came out because I reread the Beartown series. The Beartown series is one of my favorite book series ever, and this is the 3rd and final book in the trilogy by my favorite author, Frederick Bachman, and I just want to read it, but I want to read it at the right time, and it hasn't been the right time. I have been just slumpy Carolyn, and slumpy Carolyn is not the right Carolyn to read this book. So I'm very excited. This is like top of the list for the second I have a free moment, the second I feel like it's the right time, I'm going to dive into it and it's going to be great. So we're going to put this on the contemporary pile. So that's 10 now, so now we need 13 more. Okay, here we have 2 that I also have been saying that I'm going to read forever, and I haven't been reading them. They are either East of Eden or Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I've been saying particularly that I'm going to read East of Eden for months. I keep talking about it. I just want to read it. I need to shut up. So yeah, we're not going to say much. Also, this was in the box from Kurt as well. Thank you so much. So one of these will be read in 2023. I promise. If I don't, I'm just going to stop making YouTube videos. Okay, so I'm going to put both of these on the definite list, and I'm going to put them on the classic section, but either one. I don't have to read both, just one of them. Gosh, Carolyn. Oh, okay, and then we have A Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin. I was just given this for my birthday, not just, my birthday was in October, but I was given this from my best friend Emma, yes, English, and this is the 2nd book in the Game of Thrones series. I was just telling you guys about this as well in my birthday book haul, that Emma got this for me for my birthday. We started reading the Game of Thrones series together, and now we want to keep reading the series. I'm so excited, so this is definitely going on the list in the contemporary pile. Oh. Okay. Another book that you guys need to force me to read it is The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. I've been wanting to read this book for ages. Have I? No, she needs to. Oh my god. This is the beautiful Penguin Deluxe edition. I'm so excited about this book because I read The Heart of a Dog last year, and I fell in love with Bulgakov's writing, and I really want to read The Master and Margarita because you guys just keep telling me how incredible it is, so obviously I have to read it for myself, and 2023 is the year. We're going to say it now, we're going to manifest it, we are going to get out of our reading slump, we're going to read more classics, we're going to have a great reading year in 2023. Master and Margarita, please let it happen. I do have Northanger Abbey. I knew it! I do have it. It's in the Everyman's Library hardback, which these are just so beautiful. I knew it. I got this at my library's little bookshop where you can donate your books and then they sell them for a very good price. So I got this beautiful Everyman's hardback for like $2. I knew I had Northanger Abbey. Okay, well, I'm glad because that was going to really bother me. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. The Brothers Karamazov? This book terrifies me. But you guys are yelling at me to read it. I want to read it. I will read it. Should I put it on the list? I think I should put it on the list. I think I should. We are tackling big books in 2023. We're gonna read the books that scare us. We're gonna read the books that we've been meaning to read for ages. These are two of them. It's going on the list. It's going on the list. Guys, get excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Okay. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I started reading this book, when? A few months ago. I don't even remember when. And I just wasn't really, I don't know, it wasn't the right time. I don't know why. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't like hooked into it. So I want to try and reread it again. So I think I'm going to add it to the contemporary list. So now I have 8 and 8, so I have 16. So let me maybe pick like one classic, one contemporary, one classic, one contemporary. So let's do a classic now. Alright, another one that I keep talking about, that I keep not reading, is If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino. I also keep mentioning how much I want to read more Italian literature. 2023 is going to be my year. So let's put this on the list for classics. It's going to be finally read, and it's an Italian classic. So checking off all the boxes. Okay, so now let's pick another contemporary. Oh, you know what? I really want to read another Alice Oseman book because I love her writing. I love her books, but I'm too short. My books are on my ottoman, which I normally stand on. Let me go get my chair from my other room. Okay, hopefully this is tall enough. Alright. Yes, here we go. Okay, that's all I needed. Alright, we have the only two that I haven't read are I Was Born for This and Loveless, and I have been reading them in chronological order. So the next one I have is I Was Born for This because Loveless is her most recent. So going in order, the next one that I have to read is I Was Born for This. So I'm going to put that on the contemporary list, and I will save Loveless for another time. Okay, so let's do another classic again. I would love to read a Hemingway. Which Hemingway? I don't know. We might be reading Hemingway in that thing that I was telling you about with a certain bookish friend that I will be reading things with. We might be reading a Hemingway. I don't want to say too much. I might save that. I'm gonna save this spot for someone else. Who else? Who wants to be read? Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Lady Chatterley's Lover. I just received another beautiful hardback from Nicole, who gifted me a beautiful leather-bound green and gold. You can see it in my recent birthday book haul. But I do also have this vintage Penguin edition of Lady Chatterley's Lover. I just watched the new Netflix movie and I loved it, and it really made me want to read it or prioritize reading it, so I think this is going to go on the list as well. So I'm going to put this on the classics list. Let's see. I really do feel like I should read Madame Bovary as well. So I might take Madame Bovary and put it on the definite pile instead of the maybe pile. 9 contemporary. Let's pick out 2 more contemporaries. I do have A Winter's Tale. I knew it. I knew it. I do have A Winter's Tale. Okay. Well, this is great. Carolyn, you're so dumb. I have really been wanting to read Flowers for Algernon, so I might put this on the contemporary list. I have heard nothing but heartbreaking things about this book. I specifically got it because it's on the Rory Gilmore reading list once again. I know that a lot of people that aren't readers that have read this book love this book, so I feel like it is non-reader friendly, so I'm assuming being a reader, I will love it especially. That's gonna go on the list. Let's pick one more contemporary. I do really want to read this one. This is a new one to me. Yes, okay, I'll put this one on the list. It's Cold Enough for Snow by Jessica Wu. I think that's how you say her name. It's A-U, Jessica Wu. I picked this up pretty recently, and it's very short. I think it's about like 95 pages. Yeah, 95 pages, and I picked this up recently when I was book shopping, and it sounds fantastic, so I definitely want to read it, so I'm going to put that on the list. I think it's just a little bit of a coming-of-age story between a mother and daughter, just to give you a little synopsis. We have 10 classics, okay, then we have 11 contemporary. Let's pick out another classic. Alright, I always love reading at least one Virginia Woolf every year, so I think I'm going to pick Orlando. I also have The Waves that I haven't read, but I really want to read Orlando. As his tale begins, Orlando is a passionate 16-year-old nobleman whose days are spent in rowdy revelry filled with the colorful delights of Queen Elizabeth I's court. By the close, 3 centuries have passed, and he will have transformed into a 37-year-old woman in the year 1928. Orlando's journey is also an internal one. He is an impulsive poet who learns patience in matters of the heart, and a woman who knows what it is to be a man. Virginia Woolf's most unusual creation, Orlando is a fantastical biography as well as a funny, exuberant romp through history that examines the true nature of sexuality. That just sounds amazing, and this might be on that list that I was talking about with the classics and the friend that I'll be reading books with. Yeah, so any Virginia Woolf, in particular Orlando. So now we have 22. Okay, I need one more book. What book do I desperately want to read? Out of all of these books, oh, I forgot to include this one. Okay, this might be it. Is this it? I would love to read another E.M. Forster book, like A Passage to India, but that can't go on the list because I don't have enough space. Okay, I really want to read The Bloody Chamber. So this is The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter in the beautiful Penguin Deluxe Edition. I love these so much. I was talking to Emma about this collection of stories when I was visiting her in Canada, and she was talking so highly about them that I really, really, really want to read them. So that's going to be the 23rd book, but I do have so many books that I want to read. Okay. Here are all of the classics, so let's quickly run through them. So many, oh my goodness. Oh no, oh no. They fell, they all fell. Oh my god, okay. You have no idea how many times I have done that. I have been filming and just all of my books fall. More times than I'd like to admit. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly run through all of the classics that I have chosen for my 23 books that I must read in 2023. The first one is The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter, Orlando by Virginia Woolf, Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert, Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence, If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by Italo Calvino, The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov, The Awakening by Kate Chopin, any book by Jane Austen. This is Mansfield Park, but also Northanger Abbey, or any other book that I haven't read by Jane Austen. East of Eden, or Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. Either one, any of them, anyone, just one of them. Just do it, just read it, please. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Any play by William Shakespeare. This is The Tempest, but also A Winter's Tale and Twelfth Night. And last but not least, Heidi by Johanna Spyri. Now I'm going to do my contemporary picks. So the first one is Cold Enough for Snow by Jessica Wu, or O. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. The Winners by Frederick Bachman. It will happen, I promise. Blindness by Jose Saramago. The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. I was going to say The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro, but I think I might have been counting this edition. Okay, let me count them again. The last one is Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. Okay, let me recount these. 1, 2, 3. Never mind, I counted correctly. Okay, so these are all of the contemporary books that I will be prioritizing in 2023. So, I think this is a pretty solid collection of books. I am really excited. This is getting me really in the mood to read, and like I said, I've been in such a slump, but I think that this is going to really help me get out of it and hopefully to just go off of this list when maybe I don't know what else to read. As you can see from this list, a lot of these books are books that I have been talking about that I want to read, I want to read for months now, and I haven't read them. So hopefully the fact that they are on this list will now really encourage me to actually pick them up. So I hope that you enjoyed coming on this little journey of planning out my 2023 reading with me. And again, thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. Again, I can't recommend you check out their service enough. They are amazing, and so I will leave that link in the description below, and I hope that you enjoyed. So let me know what you are excited to read in 2023. Also, let me know, out of all of these books, which ones you think I should prioritize. If you could pick like a top 1 or 2 or 3 of these books that you think I desperately must get to out of all of them. I would really love to know that. So I hope you're having a fantastic day reading some amazing books. I will see you soon in another video. Happy reading.